Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. So today we're taking a look at the Fender Hammertone Reverb, and on first glance looking at the pedal we can see we've got these three spaceship style knobs. We've got the two mini toggles. Everything's top loading on this one, so we've got our input, power and output all up top, keeping it nice and tidy, and then we've got the bypass switch at the bottom there. Now in terms of what this pedal is actually offering, we've got three different kinds of reverb, so we've got hall, room and plate. We've got a couple of controls on the left hand side, time and level, which we see as fairly standard on most reverb pedals. And then we've got a couple more controls on the right hand side which are a little bit more specific to this pedal, a little bit more exclusive tone shaping wise and kind of controlling the frequencies of the reverb. So I'm going to take us through time and level very quickly to begin with. I think most people are probably familiar with what these do. Level is essentially how much reverb we are introducing into the signal. So when that's on set to 1 or the lowest position, we get our completely dry tone. And then as we bring that in, we can hear the amount of reverb increasing there. Time, as we would expect, is the decay time of the reverb tail. So when that's set to its minimum position, you get a very fast decay time. And then as I bring that in, we can hear the reverb tail getting longer there. Into something really quite lengthy actually when you get the time and the level maxed out. So if you want to play ambient kind of styles, this pedal can handle that. So moving on now, we've got the damp control next, and this is probably my favourite feature on this pedal. This is essentially a low pass filter. So in its minimum position when it's set to 1 out of 10, we've got a lot of shimmer and a lot of top end in the reverb tail, and then as we introduce that damp level, it's going to take away some of that top end, giving us a darker reverb tone. So just to hit with the shimmer in, this is where we can kind of get our ambient kind of tones from. And then as we introduce that damp now, it's going to darken up the reverb. So the reason I like this control so much, basically this allows for a lot of versatility within the reverb pedal. So whether you want to play lead or whether you want to play ambient types or anything in between, being able to kind of shift the frequency of the reverb means that you can really tailor it to whatever kind of style you're playing in. So for example, if you've got a lot of top end and you're playing busy lines, you'll sometimes find that the lines that you're playing might get masked by the reverb because you've got too much kind of top end information. So just to demonstrate what that would sound like, so I've turned the damp all the way down again now and keep the level and the time fairly high just to show this. If I play a busier line, it can be a little bit difficult to make out all the notes behind all that reverb, whereas if I turn the damp up and take away some of that top end, it then means we get a lot more clarity, even with the same amount of wet effect there. So I think it really means you can kind of tailor the reverb to whatever your playing style is. Personally, I'd probably leave that on all the way as it is there. Sorry. So moving on from the damp pedal now, we're going to bypass type for the time being. I'm going to go straight onto tone, as this is doing a similar kind of thing to damp. It's another way of taking out some of the top end of the reverb. So I've set the damp all the way off again now, so we've got our shimmer back. We've got two positions on this tone dial, so we've got normal in the top position where it is now, and then dark. So if I just hit a chord in the normal position, in the top position, and then I flick it over to the dark position and same again. It's quite a subtle difference, that one, but it is, again, it's taking out some of that top end, just giving us a slightly darker reverb tail. I'm going to bring that back up to normal for the time being. Moving on to our type switch then, this is controlling the kind of reverb that we're using. So everything we've heard so far has been the whole reverb, that's our top position. Middle is room and then bottom is plate. So I'll just toggle through each of these three now. I'm going to keep everything else on the same settings whilst I go through them. So this is the hall to start. And then room. And then plate. I really like that plate reverb actually. That was very similar to the setting I had on at the start of the video, where I was doing a bit of noodling there. So there I've got time and damp on full and the level about 2/3, with the tone position on normal. So now that we know what the pedal does, I'm just going to do a minute or so playing and I'll tweak as I go. I'll leave the close-up camera throughout on this so we can see what's going on, and we'll hear a few different tone combinations. So this is the reverb, the plate reverb to begin with. So that's the Hammertone Reverb pedal by Fender. As always, if you do have any questions about the pedal, be sure to drop them in the comment section, and if you did enjoy the video, please do click like and subscribe. There will be a couple more demos coming from the Hammertone series on the channel in the next couple of weeks, with the delay and the overdrive. If this is in the future, I'll leave links to those in the description box if you're interested in checking those videos out. But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, take care, and I will see you in the next video.